What's up, family, friends on YouTube and Facebook? What's happening? Just wanted to talk to you guys today. Not getting deep on you or anything. You know how I do. But music is one thing that's always been dear to my heart. And you guys have seen me rock out to drums and all of that. And YouTube has these reaction channels that are all the rage now, and I admit I'm addicted. I've been watching them, like the Twins' new trend. Yeah, I'm a fan, guys. And I love watching them react to this music, and they are inspiring me to really dig into music, because I really believe that's my calling, and I would love to earn money as a musician. One day be a professional musician and be able to make a living doing that. I think that would make my Nana proud, my dad proud, my family up in Jersey. My cousin Joyce said, you come from the family of 2,000 musicians. That's true. We are, we sing or do something, rap, play some type of instrument, you name it. But I figured instead of doing a reaction channel, I'd like to do a music channel where I actually play, Maybe somebody could react to my playing. I don't know. But, so I want to actually play, on the channel. So, and Jen and I are going to do a whole bunch of different content. But this is going to be one of the things that I want to do is play. I love playing. It's, and speaking of my family, I don't know if they know this in New Jersey, but my dad was actually the very first person to ever hear me play drums. And I don't know if he told anybody or if you guys knew this, but I've told this story to a couple of people before. How we found out I could play was he was going to a band rehearsal, because he was a serious musician, at the time. And he was on his way to a band rehearsal. I said, Dad, I didn't get to spend that much time with him, So when I did, I really, wanted to try to hang out with him as much as I could. So I said, Dad, I want to go. I want to hear. I want to, hang out with you and hear you guys play. And he's like, oh, no, I gotta go play, gotta go rehearse, but we'll hook up later, So at the time, I was a good kid. I wasn't a kid who really rocked the boat too much. But this day, I was not taking no for an answer. And I did something that was a little out of character, and I jumped in the back seat of his car without him knowing. And I snuck in there. And so we're riding, and it took everything out of me not to pop up and say, hey, Dad, I'm here. I didn't want to scare him, but, I managed to stay quiet the entire time that he was driving. I don't know. I think, we're from New Brunswick, so I don't know where he went. It could have been Plainfield, anywhere. I don't know. But we were riding for about 30 minutes, and then finally he stopped, and I realized that he was getting out, and he was, where he was trying to go, and I popped up. I was like, hey, Dad. And he was like, Dawn, I'll never forget that. What are you doing back there? That's exactly how he said it. My dad was so good to me. Whenever we spent, he never yelled at me, never took a hand to me, never yelled at me. And he said, what are you doing back there? And I said, Dad, I just wanted to hang out with you. I want to hear you guys play. So he said, all right, come on, And we went in. And he said, now don't touch anything, don't get into anything, just kind of chill and listen to us. So I'm like, okay, great. I was excited, right? And I'm like, yeah, I get to hear him. And they started jamming out, and I was loving it, And I remember being drawn to the drums. I remember thinking that I could do that. And I saw the guy, saw what he was doing. And it's just funny, this is all coming back to me as I'm saying it. And I remember watching him, what he was doing, and thinking I could do that. And the funny thing is, they all took a smoke break. Cigarettes, maybe. Yeah, we'll let that go. But who cares at this point, right? It's legal. But they took a smoke break, and everybody was gone but the drummer and my dad. So I went and I was, I walked over to the kit and I picked up the sticks, and my dad was like, no, put those down, Dawn, and the guy said, no, it's all right. She can go ahead, And I don't know if it was a record player or a radio or what, but Dirty Lowdown by Boss Skaggs was playing. I remember this very vividly. It was playing, and I got behind the kit and I started rocking out to it. I started playing Dirty Lowdown by Boss Skaggs. With what I saw him do, I started top da goom top goom top goom top top, and both of them stopped. Both of them just started staring at me, and I can still see it to this day. I'll never forget my dad's face. Guy looked at him and said, Andy, where'd you learn how to play drums? And I'll never forget, my father I almost feel like tearing up, never took his eyes off me. And he just stared at me and he said, I don't know. And he just kept staring at me. And I'm just smiling because I knew I was freaking him out. I was freaking myself out. I had never played before, and I'm about 7, 8 years old, and I'm playing this stuff. And so since then, it has been a passion of mine to someday get back to that and maybe be able to make a living doing that, My dad tried to make a living as a musician. And, it's a hard business to break into. But now with YouTube and things like that, you can get exposure. Maybe Sheila E. will see this one day and she'll use me for one of her backup groups or something. I don't know. But yeah, so send me requests, not of videos to watch and react to, but to play. I want to be the best drummer that I can be. So send me stuff and I will take requests and I will play. And if I don't know how to play it, I will figure it out. And you guys know me, know that I do love playing metal. That is one of my favorite genres, but I love all of it. I love country, I love hip hop, R&B. Pull some music out, like these kids are saying. Bring R&B back, bring rock back, bring music back how it was. At least mix it up a little bit. It doesn't all have to be electronic, even though I did just discover GarageBand. I am late to the party. I got some stuff on there that I'm doing. I'm like, whoa, this is really cool. But real instruments, real musicians, Prince, my idol in the background, he pushed for that, real music by real musicians. Not to say that stuff out there isn't real, because it is, because I love that too. Music is music. And in the time right now where everybody is separated and torn apart, music is one thing that can bring people together in a good way. No matter what color you are, how big or small you are, how rich or poor you are, everybody loves music. And music is one thing where we tend to become and act as one race. So anytime we can do something good for the planet, for each other, for ourselves, like playing music, let's do it. You know what I mean? So send me requests. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play drums to it, and I'm going to have the disclaimer, and I'll have the maybe the lyric version, and I will do videos where I am playing requests for you guys. I'll do a few of them a day and put them up. And yes, I do have a Patreon account attached to this. So yeah, I will work for tips. Okay, I will gladly accept donations if you think the content's worth it. If I'm sucking, don't, hey. And if you got it, if you don't, completely understand. Times are hard, which is one of the reasons I'm also doing this. So, but yeah, help me to make my Nana proud, my dad proud. And so without further ado, I'm stealing that from you, Tim Williams. I'm going to go ahead and fade this out. And I'm going to dedicate this first video to my dad. It is going to be Dirty Lowdown by Boss Skaggs. Hopefully I'll do a little bit more justice than I did back then. And thanks, guys, for watching. And to you, Dad, and the one who created us all, thanks for the gift. And there we have it. Dirty Low Down by Boss Skaggs. That was for you, Dad. You know, I lost my dad in 2004, and my grandmother. And that was a crazy year. But the cool thing is, you know, my mom told me the weekend, there was a weekend of sometime in February, I can't remember exactly when, but said, you know, your dad has AIDS, and they don't expect him to make it through the weekend. And my heart just sank because I hadn't seen him in like 17 years. And I said, you know what? I had just finished battling cancer myself, you know? So I said, you know what? I want to see him. I don't know. I want to see him. I don't care what he looks like. I don't care what's going on. I want to see him before he goes. I want him to know that I love him. And, you know, so I drove to Jersey. And I drove to Jersey that weekend, the weekend after that, the weekend after that, and the weekend after that. He stayed around for a while. His face lit up when he saw me. Mine lit up when I saw him, because despite the fact that he was laying in that bed, he looked the same to me. He was always skinny, so I'm trying to get that gene. But yeah, one of the cool things is my dad and I took him a joint. We smoked the joint together. I gave him his joint. I had my joint, and we got in my car and we lit up and we toked up together. And I actually had a cassette of a band that I was in at the time called East Wind, where I was the drummer. And he got a chance to hear his baby girl play professionally. We were just doing small gigs around Baltimore, but nevertheless, he got to hear that talent develop. So I will always be grateful to the universe, to God, for letting us have that opportunity to say goodbye to one another, and for him to know that his baby girl stuck to it, and she turned out to be a okay drummer. You know, it wasn't just a little whim, and it wasn't just a little passing thing. Oh, let me play with the sticks. It was something that I'm passionate about. So that was for you, Dad. And thank you guys for watching. Love you all.